What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome on in to Lock It In with the Record Sports Podcast here. My name's Taylor Dawson. Of course, right there next to me is Mr. Scott Cobe. Scott, what's up, dude?
Not much. Tough day for props today.
Yeah, right now it is.
Where's my Carson Steele props? I want my Carson Steele props.
Hey, that's anytime TD bets are there. Oh man, this is wild here. Look, I'm just reading a tweet from at NFL Philosophy. They said there's no way the Chiefs win this game. They don't want the Bengals in the playoffs. They have legitimate incentive for them to lose. We don't care about the damn Bengals. Hate to break it to my Bengals fans, friends, but we don't care about your team. You know, like it's not a worry.
Who was that, Tanner, that said that?
NFL Philosophy.
NFL Philosophy. My best bet today is Chiefs plus 10.5 over the Broncos.
Yeah. I'm right there with it.
Andy Reid does not get blown out in these games ever.
I'm telling you, there was that one year that Joe Burrow beat the Chiefs in the playoffs and lost in the Super Bowl, and that's been like their golden moment, and they have yet to stop talking about it. I don't know, man.
Plus, say the Bengals do get in, they got to go through Buffalo and Baltimore before they even get to Kansas City. So good luck with that. Good luck with that today.
I think they could take. I think they could take Buffalo.
I think so too.
I'm not sure about Baltimore.
No, they'd have to go to Baltimore, and depending on Zay Flowers' injury, we don't know how bad it is right now. But
Joe Burrow is this cheese.
Generations Dan Marino.
Yeah,
that's a fair thing to say, Alan.
All he does is throw up passes all day to Jamar Chase. So, but no, like I was talking to one of my Bengals guys, and he was like, "Oh man, you really don't want us in there." I'm like, "Nah, I don't care." I even ranked like my AFC opponents, like who I potentially could face to who I don't want to face coming in the title game. And Miami was is number one team I want to face, right? Of course, because why not? Bengals were like, would have been 3, and the two teams I don't want to face right now are honestly the Broncos and the Ravens. I don't care about the Bills as much; they're in the middle, but those are the two teams I don't want to face.
Do we forget Cincinnati does not play defense?
Correct.
I mean, yeah, it's great.
Did the Chiefs play the last 3 games?
Yeah, it's great to get in the playoffs and everything, but if you don't play defense in the playoffs, you're going to get exposed. Yeah. And Buffalo and Baltimore are 2 teams that can expose you. Kansas City as well. Yeah. So,
no, it's just funny. You just see all these Bengals stuff pop up. But hey, we got a whole day today to deal with that, right? We got the Miami game still to go on. We have the Broncos Chiefs to go on as well. So both of them in the 3:30 spot, 4:30 spot if you're on the East Coast there, like Scott. But I mean, we still got some playoff trauma. We can still got some playoff trauma here. Okay, we got a 5 seed on the AFC side, potentially there. We still have a number 1 seed to figure out on the NFC side. Like we got some good playoff trauma here entering Week 18, final week of the NFL regular season. Sad day, of course, it always is on Week 18, but now we get playoff ball next week, so it's going to be fun. This playoffs, I think, is going to be a blast. It really is.
I think you're going to have 14 teams in the playoffs that are going to put up points and are going to play really effective offense. All 14 of them can do it. So I'm excited to watch it, to see how it plays out.
I think we have a really high scoring playoff match.
Yeah,
like a couple of them, and it's gonna be fun. Yeah. This ain't a bad thing. This is gonna be fun, guys. So, but let's talk about today's slate, right? Let's talk about today's slate. So yesterday, real quick, Baltimore covered the 20.5 on Cleveland, and Matt. It's crazy enough, right? But they ended up covering. I don't know if you ever tune into the Pat McAfee show, but Chuck Pagano on Thursday, they were doing their pick'ems since they were out Friday. Chuck Pagano nailed the score. He says it's probably 35-10 game Baltimore covers. on the dot. There's clips out there on hovering on Twitter. I watched that live. Yeah, Chuck Pagano, man, Coach Chuck Pagano, out here just nailing scores like that on a 20.5 point spread. So impressive there. And then Steelers lose to the Bengals. Nobody really cares, honestly. So, but the Steelers potentially have outed themselves out of the 5 seed and going to Houston, potentially, to now having to play Baltimore in the first round. That's something you don't want to do.
No.
Break to you.
In
a 4-game skid.
Pittsburgh's last 4 games were brutal. They were absolutely brutal. 3 games in 10 days, and then you have to play the Bengals, who were desperate last night to win, and they won. So I thought they would lose 3 of the 4. I didn't think they'd lose all 4, but yeah, it's going to be tough if you have to go to Baltimore in the first round. Baltimore's got some serious momentum right now, which is good for them. And I hit the 2-leg parlay last night with the Ravens game. Lamar 2 touchdowns that I gave on the show. Lamar 2 touchdowns. Ravens over 3.5 touchdowns as a team. So I hit that, which was good.
They definitely got it. They killed that. So that's good. Yeah. That's there. So, but hey, we got some good player props for you that we know of, at least right now. There's some games out there, Chiefs right now, that have no player props but touchdown bets right now. So hopefully those drop sooner than later. But we got 30 minutes till game time, guys, till we kick off the noon slate on the final week 18 here. Let's kind of talk about this noon slate first here, right? Let's talk about what we got going on. Some big games to watch for that do have some playoff implications coming into play, right? So let's talk real quick here. Washington Commanders, Dallas Cowboys is a big one. We have New Orleans Saints and Tampa Bay going at it. Carolina and Atlanta means something as well. Chicago and Green Bay means something. So those are your kind of main playoff games if you're looking specifically for these types of games. These guys are Washington's playing starters, Tampa Bay's playing starters, Atlanta's playing starters, and Green Bay's playing starters.
Yep.
So let me pull up my inactives here in a minute.
Meanwhile, you got Dallas starting Trey Lance. Why?
Unreal.
Why?
Unreal.
What are you doing? Really? I mean, Washington Dan Quinn has said over and over again, he wants the 6th seed. He does not want the 7th seed, doesn't want to go to Philly. So, Washington is playing to win that game, and they won't stop, even if, because Dallas beat them up pretty good last time. So, and then Atlanta, Tampa Bay is just going to play back and forth, it seems like, because Carolina is probably just running out the string. I think Miles Sanders is starting at running back for the Panthers today.
Yep. Yeah, because Chuba's out. So Miles is technically your next guy up. So no J.C. Horn, no Velus Jones, no anything really there for the Panthers. The Falcons are missing Kevin Keene on the corner. And no Darnell Mooney today. No Darnell Mooney.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know how I feel about that. Ray McLeod steps up.
Welcome to the offense.
I don't know how I feel that for Atlanta. Michael Penix, but
what that tells me is Bijan's going to have even more carries today.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts, man.
Kyle Pitts, that's the other guy too that could step into a big role today.
It's just wild. That's just wild there. I don't know, man.
Listen, in a game you have to win. My arm or my leg would have to be falling off my body for me not to play. Even get out there and just play. That's crazy. Darnell Mooney, biggest game of the year, and you're out. It's like Tua with the Dolphins. Biggest games of the year, you're out.
Yeah, exactly. You're gone. Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's a little worrisome. If I'm an Atlanta fan, I'm clinching even more now. So that Darnell Mooney, I mean, he's a factor in that offense, and
no doubt.
That's pretty upsetting to see that if I'm an Atlanta fan. So and I mean, we speak about this game as well. We'll just kind of focus real quick here. We're looking at a -7.5 for Falcons being favorited, +8 for Carolina right now as well on some books. Over under 48.5, 49 right now. Look, I really want to probably dig that under 49. Is kind of what I'm thinking, especially no Mooney.
Yeah.
But I'm also probably grabbing some +8 on the Panthers.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, if Carolina can do something against Bijan today, it's going to slow the Falcons' offense down enough where you're going to have to put it in a rookie quarterback's hands who's only started 2 games in his career. It's not good. It's not good. So, yeah, I like Carolina today +8.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting there. I mean, even first half, if we're looking at first half bets, -5.5 there for Atlanta. But over under 24.5.
Carolina,
man.
Carolina's like 14-2 to the over in the first half this year.
I was thinking the over in this game because Carolina's been scoring. Atlanta, all they got. I mean, each team just put up a couple touchdowns, and you're good. I think they could do that before half. So I don't mind that over 24.5 on -102 on DK.
Not at all. Not at all. 17-10 could be halftime score or something like that.
Yeah.
Again, Atlanta's not going to take the foot off the pedal. They got to keep scoring. They can't chance anything. So, and Carolina can go right with them.
Yeah.
So I like the over in the first half a lot.
I'm right there with you there. Our next game here of inactives here, Commanders Cowboys. We talk about Commanders, no KJ Osborne, no big deal, no Marshawn Lattimore still. But nobody big name for the Commanders missing, which is good. Good to see there. Cowboys, on the other hand, don't really have anybody missing. We talked about Trey Lance being named starter, which is awful, but it is what it is there. We look at kind of a betting standpoint here, -7 favorites right now for Washington. Over under 43.5. If you look at your first half, it's -4.5 for Washington. Over under 20.5. Now, knowing that the defense isn't really missing anybody for Cowboys, you really got to worry about an offense for the Cowboys now. What's your take here on the betting standpoint for this game?
I like the over, and here's why. Austin Eckler is back. Brian Robinson did not perform well the last 2 games. Chris Rodriguez actually cut into his time. I think Austin Eckler is going to be the outlet for Jaden Daniels today. So I think Washington can move the ball. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Dallas struggles against pass-catching running backs. And that's Austin Eckler to a T. So, and Trey Lance is starting for Dallas. So, again, Washington's another team. They want the 6th seed badly. They're not taking their foot off the pedal today. They're another team that's not going to chance anything. So they're going to keep scoring and scoring and scoring. In the last game, if you bet the under, you waited to the last 3 minutes, you were ready to cash your ticket, and then all of a sudden an explosion started for Dallas and Washington. So I think you go the over. I really think the over is the way to hit it today. If Dallas scores 10 points, Washington's going to get to 30 by themselves, I think, today. So,
yeah. I could see that.
Lance does not give me warm feelings today. So
it does not. It does not at all.
No. What are you doing, Dallas? I mean, is Mike McCarthy gone? Is this a I don't know.
I mean, Alan kind of mentioned in our text today of a potential. This is the showing that McCarthy might be on his way out.
Yeah.
Because they do feel that. He would have given DiNucci his bonus money, but it sounds like a Jerry Jones call, and it does. This does sound like a Jerry Jones call of having him start.
I wonder if Jerry Jones is trying to say, I didn't make a mistake in trading for Trey Lance, and here's the proof, because that's the only way I can figure Trey Lance is starting today, because Jerry Jones does not want to look like a fool. So.
Yeah, I that's the only thing I could think of as well.
Yeah.
From this standpoint. So, pretty crazy there, guys, on this game here. But I like the 2.5, the 4.5 on halftime, the -4.5. You can get a -102 in DK. I love that. I don't know if I'm touching totals necessarily in this game here, but even if you want to go -7, I think that's a pretty good bet there. I still think Commanders have a little struggle early against the Cowboys, but the defense for the Cowboys are just it's gonna be tired. They're gonna be tired by the end of the game. They should get some late points and call it good. So the other big game we talked about is Bears Packers here. Bears, Noah Sewell is your biggest name they're missing, really, but Packers, no Quay Walker, no Dubs on that one. I don't know if you saw the tweet that I can't remember who sent it out, but the team with the receivers that leads and drops is the Packers. They have like 3 guys in the top 5, including Jaden Reed in there. Wicks is in there. And that's, hey, I've been there. Look at us last year, man. I've been there. Playoff ball is different, right? Playoff ball, people focus in more and you kind of get rid of that. But it's wild that you have 2 to 3 guys. It's so high up there in that range. Going against the Bears team, and they love playing spoiler.
Yep.
They want to play a spoiler. If you're going to play spoiler against anybody, it's the damn Packers, right? If you're a Bears team, this is spoil season. We're looking at bets here for this game here. -10 favorites for the Packers. Over under 41.5. First half bets here is 7.5 favorites for the Packers. That's a high number. 21.5 on your over under there for bets. But what's your take here on this betting aspect here?
So one trend and one thing I heard this week. The trend is the Bears don't stop playing until the second half. They're not a first half team
at all.
So they tend to get shut out in the first half. So that I don't know if that's going to happen again today, but it's a possibility. Number 2, Josh Jacobs came out this week and said he is not getting the work that he usually gets, which means that he has already been told first quarter and then you're out for the rest of the game. So I would watch that very closely today. This is the out of all the games on the slate today, this is probably the in-game betting one that I like the most because of to see what LaFleur does with his starters today.
What I'm kind of hoping for is Green Bay goes down, gets let's say 17-0 by half, and that spread is just skyrocketed, right? Yeah. And you're looking at like probably an 18 spread by then.
Probably
popping the Bears, baby. Popping the Bears, drop a little money, and going with that. Even from a total standpoint, even this kind of goes back and forth for a minute. I mean, take advantage. If this thing gets closer to 50 on a points total for in-game betting, I'm going to the under. I could see Chicago wanting to try to play spoiler here, and that's that's pretty huge. That's pretty huge.
They've lost 11 straight to the Packers. So they want to end it today.
So why? Yeah, go talk to Denver last year. Want to play spoiler there. Like they finally beat the Chiefs after 12, 13 in a row. So
something like that. Yeah.
These teams don't forget it just because it's week 18, right? And they stink doesn't mean they forget everything. So Raiders did the same thing. So go look at that here for Chicago there. But the rest of the slate here, what else you got here from a betting standpoint? Maybe not player props yet, but like just a generic money line total spread for the rest of the noon slate.
So I heard a stat this week that week 18, the teams that don't play for anything are like almost 60% success rate to the spread. So just because, as Tanner just alluded to, just because you don't have anything to play for, that doesn't mean guys just say, "Oh, season's over. That's it. We're gonna fold it up and go home." They play hard. So like a Giants team against the Eagles have Tanner McKee starting. They have all these guys, all these backups in. The Giants are gonna play hard. They don't care about draft place. They don't care about any of these spots. Tennessee Titans, same way today.
They don't care about the draft picks, man. They don't.
The players do not care. And as we said yesterday, this stuff does not go from front office to the locker room.
And I guarantee the head coaches don't care either. They're not sitting there like, oh, we got to lose the game. No, they're sitting there like, no, we're going to go win. That's our job.
Listen, I know Tennessee's 2-14 against the spread this year. I get it. They've been awful. But Tony Pollard's got incentives. He wants to reach that to cash some money.
He does.
Will Levis has been awful this year. he wants to end on a good note so the Titans can say, maybe we bring him back and start him and see how he does start next year. So these guys are going to play. So not saying I'm picking the Titans today because I'm staying away from that game. But again, if you want to bet that game, bet it. But don't just take Houston just because it's Houston and they're in the playoffs and Tennessee's a wreck of a team. So
That's right. That's right. I like that. That's the biggest take I took away from Week 18 last year is these guys are playing for future contracts. They don't care what ownership and front office says, and the head coaches are in the same boat. All the coaches are in the same boat. They're not sitting here trying to lose a game. They don't care about your dumb pick. They care about saving their job or getting a new job in the future. So they don't care about your dumb first overall pick. They care about winning today game, getting them a good momentum, and get some of these guys future contracts. So that's the biggest thing I see as well, right? New England, I think, is in the same boat. I see the Jaguars Colts game being in the same boat. Colts obviously have a lot of turmoil going. Pat McAfee ripped them apart appropriately, honestly, and hopefully there's some change there. But like same time, Steichen is looking to probably save his job today with the W against Jaguars. Same thing with Doug. He's probably looking to save his job with the W. You tell me you can win with Mac Jones? Yeah, okay. We might give you another year, man. It might save you.
Yeah. So my thing was the first things I looked at yesterday for betting for today's slate. Who has nothing to play for against who has something to play for?
Yeah.
And I looked at those closely to see what the spreads were, and I alternate spread the heck out of them because I just think some of these teams, they're going to show up. Seattle, nothing to play for. Disappointing season. Yep. They're going to show up and play against the Rams today. So
let's talk noon slate here, and let's talk as I drop some more money down on some plus EV betting that I've been doing. We're really successful. But let's talk about a little player props. My brother, surprisingly enough, who's been betting this year for the first time, has already tallied up a bunch of incentive bets. And so we'll go through a quick noon slate for what I have here. I got some as well, maybe not incentives, but player props elsewhere. But so we got Tony Pollard, you talked about, right? We're looking at 1+ touchdowns, 80+ rushing yards. That gets the incentives for Tennessee there in the Tony Pollard series. I like Geno 200+ yards. I like that bet. That gets Geno his money. We got Dobbins out here needing 50+ for our incentive there. I'm good with that. We have Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz out here, guys, looking to catch some incentives. Needs a touchdown. Needs 35 receiving yards and close to 7 receptions. I think it's like 5.5 or something like that. Or a 5 more. It is.
I think it's 5. I heard yesterday. So
yeah, I think it's 5. So, but I don't mind that bet there. MVS, believe it or not, coming alive lately. But he needs a touchdown today to get some little bonus money. Hey, when you sit out for over half the year, anything is nice to have, I'm sure. We have we already did the Tony Pollard one. So that's some of the incentive bets I have. And I got some more player props I'll pop up here. But what do you got for props?
So this may be a reach on player props today, but Malik Nabers is 4 catches behind Brock Bowers for the all-time rookie record. I have a feeling the Giants are going to pepper Malik Nabers with the ball over and over and over again today. So I think his reception prop is 6.5. I think he's going over that. I think he's going to have 10 catches today and then make Brock Bowers chase him in the late window. So I like Malik Nabers over the 6.5 receptions. What I did with a couple, the Cortland Sutton's another one. He needs 72 yards or something for $500,000. I think he's going over that because Kansas City's McDuffie's not going to be on him. I don't think he's playing today. So
no McDuffie.
And Kyler Murray needs 50 rushing yards to kick in an incentive. If we know Kyler Murray, sometimes he can be a selfish player. I think he's going to run a lot early in the game. So I think he's going to get that today. 50 rushing yards and a touchdown, and he kicks in 2 incentives. So I like Kyler Murray to get 50 rushing yards today. His prop is 41.5. I went over on that too. So
I like that. I got that one as well.
Yeah.
For Murray, I got some good ones here. I like Darius Slayton over 1.5 reception yards.
Yep.
I like Caleb Williams under 26.5 total rushing yards today. Brian Robinson, I believe he's part of the incentive package as well, but his total rushing yards is 49.5. I like that over today for that. But who else we got the 1 o'clock slate that we like? That looks to be what I have there for the 1 o'clock slate. So I don't mind the handful there for that. Like you said, Kyler Murray for the afternoon slate. I got him as well. And we got some others, but so let's pop into this afternoon slate here.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, again, playoff implications are in this slate as well.
Galore.
Chargers, Raiders. Chargers can play for the 5 seed now. The Steelers lost yesterday. They got to go out and beat the Raiders. That's a -7 favorite right now for the Chargers. Over under 42.5 in your first half spread, and over under is 3.5 favorites for the Chargers, and 21.5 is all it is for that first half spread. Now, this is a division game.
Yeah.
Raiders are going to play spoiler, of course, as well, just like the Bears. But what's our thoughts here? What are we doing in this game?
I love the first half. I think the Chargers are going to come out and put up some points early in the game. So I like the Chargers in the first half. I'm taking that. For the game, 7's a lot, especially in this type of situation where the Raiders, what did they do last year? Same exact thing. They played for Antonio Pierce down the stretch and kept his job. So I'm very nervous that the Raiders could backdoor cover this 7 points today. So I think once the Chargers get way up, they're just going to run the heck out of the ball and try to work clock. So I like the first half Chargers. I'm staying away total game. So that's what I'm doing with that.
Yeah, I'm right there with it. I like the Chargers in this game, really having to deal with it. A lot of incentives for guys as well in this game matchup here. So, look, I probably will take the over in this game. I know that neither team is scoring a lot of points lately, but that's generally the recipe for scoring points. Is when you play both teams that aren't scoring points, you score points all of a sudden. So, I don't mind that over 42 there. I'll probably stay away from the first half bets here from that kind of standpoint. I like the -3.5 for the Chargers. I think they can get up by at least 6 leading in. It's probably going to start off a slow game, but I think the second half it really picks up. But yeah, both these guys need it. Both these guys need it, and you're playing for be able to go to Houston instead of Baltimore.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think I know which way I want to lean. So
they played Baltimore already. They've had enough of Baltimore. They want nothing to do with Baltimore. They want to go to Houston. I know the path is Houston and then Kansas City if that's the way it goes. But I don't see the 6 or 7 seed winning against Buffalo. So I think Kansas City and the Chargers would match in the second round. I don't think Houston's going to beat them.
No, I don't think so.
And again, that's the way the Chargers want it to go. They don't want to go to Baltimore. They don't want to be out in the first round. So I think they're playing all out today to win. So.
I think I'm right there with you there for that matchup. So, but hey, this is going to be a fun one in the afternoon slate. We have another round going in. I mean, hey, still something to play for. Dolphins, Jets, right? Dolphins got to win. If they win, they just need the Broncos to lose. So, Dolphins plus 1.5 dogs. Tyler Huntley is starting for this game. Over under 39.5. And your, believe it or not, your halftime bet is plus 0.5 for Dolphins and over under 19.5. So we got the Jets favored in, not just on the spread for the game, but the spread for the first half.
Johnny, block your ears. I think the Jets are beating the Dolphins today. I just get this sense. I don't know why. I just think that Miami is going up to New York. It's going to be 30 degrees out. I know.
Hey, now. We have a winner-capable quarterback under helm, though, for Miami. This isn't Tua playing in the cold. This is Tyler Huntley, who's played in the cold multiple times.
Yeah, I know, but Aaron Rodgers is going for 500 touchdown passes today. This could be his last game in the NFL. Nobody knows what's going on with him. I have this sneaking suspicion the Jets just show up today and play, knock the Dolphins out. I don't know why. I get that. I get that sense. I've heard all week Dolphins are going to win easily. I don't know. So I'm staying away from it. I really am.
I don't blame you there. I don't blame you on the staying away portion.
Yeah.
I'm
I
probably
in the first half though. Only half a point. It's a half a point.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Do you trust them to be up by 1 point by half? I don't know, man. That the way Miami played last week, I'd probably put a little money down. Same time, I wouldn't. And it's not because of the quarterback for once. If it was Tua, I'm betting Jets all the way because it's cold, right? But it's not Tua, it's Tyler Huntley, who's played in the cold multiple times and have won stupid games that he shouldn't have won, and somehow he did it. So they're in Baltimore. So
the thing that worries me with the Dolphins, Achane pulled a no-show last week. That worries me a lot. If Tyreek is less than 100% because supposedly he's sick and he's got his wrist obviously, and Waddle is just coming back and Achane pulls another no-show again, I don't know how the Dolphins win this game today. I just don't. So that's where I'm at with this.
Before we move to our next playoff game, Ari Mirov at My Sports Update, guy that I follow for news, says multiple teams have interest in possibly attempting to trade for Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell, who will be in this final year of the contract next year, and no extension talks per Jay Glazer. Multiple teams have on board. What in the world?
Come to New England, buddy. No, it's happened before.
Are you off? I know, but are you offering 5 first-round picks for this guy? What are you giving the Vikings enough incentive to say, "Oh, don't talk to him. We'll give you some draft picks for him, so you don't have to keep him."
You're mortgaging your future for a head coach.
That's what blows my mind.
Listen, I know he's done great things with Donald this year. I know he's done great things in the past, but do you really want to trade at minimum 3 first-rounders to get this guy?
Yeah, a bunch of early draft picks for the next couple of years.
Nah, that'd be like somebody calling Kansas City and saying, "Hey, we want to trade 8 first-round, our next 8 first-rounders to get Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo in town."
And of course, the very first comment I see here on X is now it's a hypothetical Mike Tomlin of the Jets for first round pick next year and a first round pick. First round pick 2026 and 2027. No, come on. If I'm Pittsburgh, man, give me. No, I want your first round pick next year, the year after, and the year after that, and maybe the year after that. So any good coaches in an organization like the Raiders, any good coach that's available, they're going to try to trade for them for 5 first. Apparently, maybe that's the new trend, right?
That's
the new trend. Oh my Lord, I tell you, dude, that just blows my mind. All right, let's get back to it. Let's focus back in here. We're looking here at the next playoff implicated game, which is Chiefs in the Broncos. Carson Wentz is starting. Carson Steele is going. You get a bunch of backups, of course, but you can't bench everybody. So you still got guys that play day in, day out for this team here on both sides of the ball for the Chiefs. Meanwhile, Denver's fighting for their lives. Blew it last week against the Bengals. Blew it the week before. So now they're trying to come alive. Right now, we have a -11 on BetMGM for the Broncos favorite. Plus 10.5 for DraftKings right now. So they must not move that 11 line yet for the Chiefs. But over-under is 40.5. No first half bets right now either. There's no player props for this game yet. It's a bunch of nothing right now. But what's our take here for what we do know, Scott, on a betting aspect on this one?
So was Durham Williams on the Chiefs?
No.
Didn't he have like week 18? The third string running back had huge games for the Chiefs against the Chargers.
Daryl Williams. Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
Daryl Williams.
Yeah.
There's no way the Chiefs lose by 11 in this game. There's going to be Carson Wentz, who's probably one of the best backups in the NFL today.
Yep.
Hollywood Brown's going to play. He's not sitting. He's going to play. Carson Steele, who showed earlier in the year.
There's TD bets for Hopkins and Brown, and Hopkins needs
one touchdown.
I believe a touchdown. So
yeah,
we might see a red zone
early in the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love the Chiefs. I told Tanner before I bet it. I already bet it. Chiefs plus 11. I got. So Andy Reid does not get blown out in these situations. He excels in these situations. He says, I got Mahomes, I got Pacheco, I got all these guys. Hey, watch what I can do. And the defense is still going to play, guys. I know there's 5 or 6 out, but there's still enough depth in that team.
You were already missing Chris Jones last week, right? You
Yep.
probably won't see Nick Bolton. You probably won't see McDuffie.
Right.
You probably won't see Justin Reed. But Chamari Connor is going to be back, so you might see him. You might see a few other guys. So, it's not just we're missing 3 of our best players. No, we were missing 1 the last few weeks, and we looked phenomenal. So, don't put it past. I'd say don't put it past them. We've seen this spoiler event happen before.
So here's the 3 things with the Broncos. Cortland Sutton is going to have a good game today.
Yes,
there's no doubt in my mind. Okay, he's got an incentive ride, and he's going to have a good game. Denver has a poor backfield. They can't run the ball. And number 3, if this game is close in the late third quarter, Denver could get tight and conservative in this game. So I just think Kansas City could win this game outright. Would not shock me at all. So,
yeah, no, it wouldn't surprise me either. So on that one, if anything, I'm taking the plus 10.5. I think if we lose, it's by 10. But I don't anticipate us getting blown out or anything. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if Denver shows up and actually plays their ball. Maybe we do. So
when's the last time we ever can remember the Chiefs losing a game by 14 points? I don't remember it.
It's pretty close to the Bills this season. So
yeah. So
that'd be the last time I remember.
Yeah, they lost by 9 to the Bills. So that'd
be the closest I think of. It's been a while since we've been blown out, and even in Week 18 games. So because I think we beat the Chargers last year. I want to say.
Yeah, you did.
Like so
13 to 12. Yeah, 13 to 12. I remember that game last year. So
unreal.
There's 2 guys in the Chiefs, Spags and Reed.
Yep.
That's all.
Some other games out there, of course, going on. Seahawks, Rams, and the 49ers, Cardinals here. Obviously, Josh Dobbs is making a start today for the 49ers. For notable stuff, Rams will have Jimmy G, ladies and gentlemen, making his return to the starting ranks here for the Rams. Some good reps there. 7-point favorites for the Seahawks and 4.5-point favorites for the Cardinals in this matchup. 38.5 is your point total in the Seahawks game, and 42.5 for your 49ers Rams or 49ers Cardinals matchup here. So let's talk here. Let's give a few. What's your what do we got, Scott, for player props in this afternoon slate?
I like Blake Corum. He's going to get a full boat workload today. His prop is 62.5. For the Rams to keep it close and possibly win the game, they're going to have to run the ball a lot. No Puka, no Cooper Kupp. So I think Blake Corum is the way for them to have any success. And McVay said it on a radio program this week. He's excited to see Blake Corum with the full workload, and he's going to get it today. So I think Blake Corum over 62.5 yards is a pretty good bet to make. Jimmy G, I don't think he's going to throw more than 15 to 17 passes today. I just don't think he is. I think the Rams are going to keep it and run lock. And Geno Smith's got a ton of incentives to play for today. He's got like $6 million to play for today. Mm-hmm. Completion percentage, yards, and if the Seahawks win today, they go to 10 wins. So I would suggest that you're going to see Geno Smith throw short passes today and just keep the completion percentage over 70%. So
if you would have told me 10 wins doesn't get you in the playoffs, I would have laughed at you beginning of the season.
yeah,
But that's just how that NFC has ran this year, man. It's insane. You have a 10-win team missing out, but what can you do? Can you all you do is your job, and unfortunately, your job wasn't completed because you lost the key games you needed to. So, yeah, it's crazy, man. I like Metcalf, or sorry, we'll start here. Tyler Huntley over his 26.5 total rushing yards this afternoon. Yeah. DK Metcalf over his 4.5 receptions this afternoon. Mostert under 21.5 total rushing yards. I don't think he gets to what he needs to. And this one I thought was interesting, right? Before I placed it. So I went back and looking at like this seems like a low number, right? I looked at Tyler Lockett, okay? I looked at his receptions and I'm like 2.5. This is a guy that's like the X factor in an offense. And I'm looking through and I'm like, holy cow. 3, 2, 2, 0, 1, 2, 2. Like since October, it's been, where are you? And his name's Jackson Smith, by the way. And I mentioned this, and I don't remember what show, but I was like, you trade Lockett, and you get yourselves a new piece this offseason here. Possibly, and it's been announced, possibly his last game as a Seahawk. But Tyler Lockett under 2.5. Very possible. Very possible here. And I do like that that player prop for that one. But I just – that one took me aback because I actually had to go look. I was like, all right, ain't on here. 2.5.
So I've been a Tyler Lockett guy my whole – I just love him. I love the way he plays receiver. I love how he runs routes. Remember we talked about the Geno Smith completion percentage?
Yeah.
That's the guy. If he throws him the ball, he's catching it. So that's the guy that could have 7-8 receptions today. Possible to keep that completion percentage up.
He could. Or he sticks to the 1 or 2 and Jackson time, baby. I don't know, man. I just thought that was the weirdest number, but it made sense after looking since October.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
It's wild.
I'm surprised it's that high. I'm surprised it's 2.5. I'm surprised it's not 1.5.
Yeah, right. If it was 1, I probably wouldn't place that 1.5. But 2.5, I was like, well, based off the trends, I realized that they're probably going to get Lockett some playing time, but at the same time, I'm like, he's been playing and they haven't done nothing, so why start now? So yeah, it's pretty wild to see that line, but yeah, I'm pushing it. I'm going to put a little money on it, and we're going to call it good there on that one. So, and then we talk about the game of the day, the game of the night, the game of possibly the last 3 weeks. To be honest with you.
Houston, Tennessee. Is this where we're going now?
Houston, Tennessee. Now we're talking about no Stroud. Minnesota, Detroit, guys, playing for the number 1 seed in the NFC. On the NFC conference, we're also talking about the 5 seed on the loser side, having to go to, where would they go? Tampa, right? Tampa. Most likely
the Rams, depending on what happens today.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So, or Atlanta too, right? So,
or Atlanta, if Tampa loses, then
well, one of the 3 spots there. So, like, in a way, I don't feel like it's a lose or anything, or from that standpoint. But we're talking about 3-point favorites for Detroit. Over under 56.5 now. Your first half bets are 1.5 favorites for Detroit, 27.5. Both teams phenomenal, worthy of this 1 seed. Who would have thought Vikings and Detroit we would be talking about in week 18 for a number 1 seed? But here we are. What Detroit's like, the last 3 games have been over 40 points scored, but they've also allowed 40 points. I feel like for that. Minnesota's played really well as well. They killed Green Bay last week, and they've been beating teams. They've been beating teams soundly. What's our take here from a betting standpoint along the spread, total, and money lines, and then we'll pop into a little player props here in a minute.
Dan Campbell is 9-0 straight up in primetime games. 9-0, has not lost one. Detroit's defense is like just giving it up all over the place. Minnesota, Sam Darnold has not played one of these games where you say, oh, there's Sam Darnold. He's shown up. Is tonight the night that he does it? I'm not sure.
Man.
I think Detroit wins the game. I think it's going to be awful high scoring. I could see another 40-34 type of game. I just think this down all over the field. I have some props that I've already bet on this game, but I think Detroit wins the game because it's at Detroit. But I think it's a field goal game. I don't think it's any more than that. Kevin O'Connell has done a phenomenal job, as you just said about what Ari Myroff has been saying. On Twitter, on X, wherever he's been saying it. So, yeah, I like a high scoring game, but I think Dan Campbell gets the best of Kevin O'Connell. So that's my take.
I think MCDC takes this game. I said it Thursday night, guys, and I'll say it again. I think MCDC takes this game. -3. I love it. I think it's a push. I keep telling everybody I think it's a Bates field goal in the end. Yeah. But it might be a 40-40 freaking ball game going in the final 2 minutes of this this game. Yeah, but dang it, I don't think the Lions, even if they get down by 10 or 14, they're not out of it. Obviously, we saw against San Francisco, we saw against the Bills, we've seen them multiple times. The 5 interception game, right? Like you don't win those games in the 5 interception game, but yet you did, right? Or did they? I forgot. Yeah, they did.
They did win. Yeah, they beat Houston. Yep.
Yeah, like it's purely amazing to me. So, on that one, but I don't know, man. It's just
I think the weakness of both these teams is the strength of the other team. Minnesota gives it up to wide receivers in the passing game. Detroit gives it up on defense. So I think you're going to see an aerial assault by both teams. That's why I think the 56-55 is not enough for points. It's going way over, to my mind. I don't think either team could play defense against the other team. So
I don't think so either. I think everybody was talking about, Vikings have a little bit better defense. I'm like, no, not necessarily, man.
Jared Goff is a great quarterback against the blitz. Great quarterback.
Oh, rush them all day. Yeah. You got Amon-Ra, Laporta. You can go to Jamison. You got Reynolds there. Tim Patrick. What a team player that guy is. Yeah. Screwed over by the Broncos. So, and it's really come alive since his injury. So, but I don't know, man. It's wild. All right. Let's do a little player props as we come into play. What do you got here for this Sunday night football game? Player props.
I got an Amon-Ra anytime touchdown. That's number one. I think he's gonna have a huge game tonight. So I got him anytime touchdown. Jared Goff over 2.5 touchdowns tonight passing. I think he's gonna have 3. I think the way to beat Minnesota is through the air. So I think you're gonna see that. And I got the Justin Jefferson over his receiving prop too. I think it's in the 90s. I went over that as well. I don't think Detroit slows him down at all tonight. I think he eats a lot because if he doesn't, it's Jordan Addison on the other side. Hawkinson might not have a great game because I think Detroit's a little better against tight ends. So I think the way you beat Detroit is through Addison and Jefferson tonight, and then you run Aaron Jones 10, 12 times tonight. So I think every receiver is up for a touchdown tonight. Addison, Jefferson, Amon-Ra, Tim Patrick, as you said, Jameson Williams on a deep shot tonight could get a touchdown. So all of those guys. So
here's what I'm rolling with. Okay, here's what I got for this game, and it's this guy's bit me before because he ended up having 6 catches last time after a 1.5 player prop bet at -1, like 90. But Jalen Naylor. I got total receiving yards under 16.5. So he might get 3 catches, maybe a couple touchdowns, but they're all going to be under that 16, right? Yeah. Laporta over 4.5 receptions. I like that one. Then we got Tim Patrick over 17.5 yards today receiving. That is my 3 big player props I have for this game.
So there's 2 touchdown props I did. One I put a little bit more money on. The other one I did a little pizza money on the Detroit game. The first TD prop I did Amon-Ra, Mike Evans, Bijan Robinson. I think that was like plus 3,000 or something like that. I did a little bit more. The second touchdown prop I did just strictly on Detroit, Minnesota. St. Brown, Jefferson, and Tim Patrick. I threw anytime touchdowns because Tim Patrick shows up in the biggest spots.
I like
So
that.
I just threw a 5 spot on that, and if it hits, it pays like $70 or something. So
I like that. I like that.
yeah.
By the way, did you guys know that Clyde Edwards-Helaire is playing today?
Oh geez, no Carson Steele touchdown.
No. He's with the Saints now.
Oh, he's with the Saints.
Yeah, we let him go a couple weeks ago, and he's
When is he
he's
starting?
doing
Oh
it.
yeah, Kendry Miller's out today.
Yeah. So it's Jamal Williams.
Barra's out today. Yeah, it's Jamal Williams and Clyde in the
Yeah.
backfield.
How crazy is that? And his so his player prop keeps popping up, and when I go to it, it's already been like slashed every single time. The odds just go like that. So doesn't matter how quick I touch it. So it's just wild. So but yeah, I thought it was wild to see that.
This
Good for him.
NFL season has been so crazy. Clyde's going to have like 85 yards and 2 touchdowns today.
Watch, yeah.
It's coming.
Against Tampa. Yeah. Against Tampa.
It's coming. So, yeah. So, I mean, I threw a lot of parlays up for pizza. I call it pizza money, $5-10, but I did that. I did a Cortland Sutton 70 plus receiving yards, Mike Evans 80 plus receiving yards, and Baker 2+ touchdowns passing. Just threw a little money on that too.
I like it. I did a little crazy parlay on this one. I did 2+ Mike Evans touchdowns and 2+ who am I thinking? Nico touchdowns today.
That's a good one too. That's a good one too.
Today
is not a day you want to just play straight player props. You got to parlay them today because they're too out of control.
Yeah, so it's gonna be all over the place. So, and maybe you do straight play it and just take the lesser result in it. So,
yeah, I mean, you could go under Mike Evans receiving yards. I wouldn't suggest it, but you could do that if it's at 103 or 4 right now. I don't think he's getting there. I think he's getting in the 90s. So, I mean, I hate going unders, but sometimes you just got to do it. So,
I agree on that. Here, we do. We're not going to talk college football again, CFP. We discussed it yesterday. Scott and I did. Alan's not on, so you guys can go check us out yesterday. Towards the end of the show, we talked a little CFP. Where you at? Where you at, Alan? Alan's bets today, by the way. He wanted me to share with you guys. He's out doing some family stuff. But Panthers +8. Trey Lance over on rushing attempts. Chiefs +11. Aaron Rodgers over passing touchdowns. Justin Jefferson over on yards. And the Vikings +3. So he's going Vikings. He's loving the Vikings today.
He's going to be a little salty tonight if Trey Lance doesn't do what he thinks Trey Lance is going to do on the post-game show.
Yep. By the way, we did talk a little NHL yesterday with we had Eric Norton's bets at on Twitter here, and he only missed 3. So he went 1, 2, 3, 4 and 3 yesterday. Yeah. That's I'll take 4 and 3. I'll take 4 and 3 all day.
Absolutely.
He didn't have anything. Yeah, he didn't have anything today, which is fine. But make sure you guys go follow him. He usually posts every Saturday on his hockey bets there. But we do have some hockey slate starting at 2 today. Small slate as it Sundays usually are, but nothing. I mean, I guess I'd go Carolina on the puck line against Pittsburgh right now. And I like Tampa. So Tampa, what do I want to say? Tampa had a tough matchup yesterday on the road, but now you got Anaheim, and I don't mind them actually having a puck line win on this tonight here against Anaheim.
No,
I'm not too mad about that. NBA slate, decent slate today. Boston, OKC, that's gonna be a fun one. I'll probably taking the over. 222.5 on that one. You think Cleveland can cover 15.5 against Charlotte?
Oh yeah. Charlotte's not great this year, so I like. Although, did Cleveland play last night? They beat the Lakers. I want to say they played Denver last night. I don't remember who they played.
No, Denver was San Antonio. No, they did not. They did not.
All right, so it was 2 nights ago. So, yeah, I think Cleveland can beat Charlotte because they're coming back across the country. They were out west. So, it depends. I wonder if Donovan Mitchell's not playing. Somebody's not playing for the Cavs. That should be in the 20s. to be honest with you.
That really should be, shouldn't it?
Because Cleveland's been dominant. They've been absolutely dominant this year. You know, it wasn't. They just put 134 up on Dallas a couple nights ago. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yep.
So last time they played was December 7th, and it was 116-102.
Okay.
So
Charlotte's
I don't know, man.
Charlotte's been bad this year.
They have not, yeah. They have not been good. LaMelo's like their only big player right now that's done anything. So I don't know. It's a big number, but
points. I'd look at the Cavs team points. If it's like 108.5, I'd go or 110. I'd go over that. I think they're going to get that.
Oh yeah, no, they don't have it. I don't see that yet. So, but yeah, I definitely would take a look there. I like that as well. Lakers Houston tonight as well.
That's going to be
6. Houston's favored 4.5. I think the 218.5 though is the over under. It's weird.
I'd go over.
That's what I was thinking too. I was thinking the over. I know both teams doesn't generally score a ton, but that's a recipe for scoring a ton. So
absolutely. And Houston just got destroyed by the Celtics a couple of 3 or 4 nights ago. So I think they'll bounce back in a big way against the Lakers.
And then your 7:30 game tonight, your final game is Sacramento and Golden State. There's some other games in between that don't matter, but Sacramento, Golden State. Sacramento's looking to make the trade or trying to trade for some pieces here, but Golden State's only 2.5 point favorites, and they're trying to get some momentum as well. I don't mind that 2.5, but I think the 223.5. I like the under in this game, honestly. I just don't see them scoring either team scoring a crap ton of points this game.
If Steph Curry is not hitting threes, Golden State does not score a lot of points. Steph Curry is going to hit at least 5 threes in the game for them to be in 100 someplace. So keep an eye on that for tonight.
I like that here, and the little college basketball slate here. Right now, Indiana and Penn State's going at it. Indiana's up by 10.
I wanted to ask you something. Kansas, what's the deal with them scoring? They haven't been scoring a lot of points.
Yeah, you can't. What do I want to say? You can't take advantage of the second chance points, and then you're getting out rebounded. You're not playing. You're not being able to shoot the ball. Like it's a lot of just downhill stuff right now. It's just not pretty.
Because they've only gone over in 1 game this year.
Yeah. They're not scoring points, man. They're not, and it's killing them. They go on this droughts for like 5, 6, 7 minutes, it feels like. And then you're behind, right?
Right.
So
right. Because I did a parlay. I did Maryland, Oregon under 155 and Kansas, Central Florida under 148.5.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
I like it.
Because that's one of the Kansas stat. I was like, that seems kind of strange, but
I mean, you're going to get the games where we do show up a bunch of points, but it's usually against the better teams. And then you got like the West Virginia game, you can't score anything. You hurt yourself. You hurt yourself. You know, it's crazy.
I mean, I'm not worried. You got 2 months left before the tournament, so they'll get it together before that. I have no doubt.
We still got a couple guys on the bench we're not utilizing either. So that we did bring over that can shoot. So we can get some of these guys worked in. I'm telling you, we can put the ball in the hoop where it needs to go, but Self's got to get out of his own way. So and that's a 3:00 game today, and that's a -4.5 favorite right now for the Jayhawks, 149.5 on BetMGM and DK now for that. So again, I'll be watching that game. I'll have that game out of the Chiefs up, of course, and I'll probably just have Red Zone up, honestly, for this matchup for NFL slate. But yeah, even UCF, who I realize isn't the best, but I mean it's conference game. It's a conference game now, and this is
UCF, isn't it? It's at UCF.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were even worse on the road stat wise, Kansas.
Yeah.
So that worries me a lot with Kansas. Can they win? Will they win the game? Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Will it be a low scoring game? Probably as well. So
right. Providence UConn today at 1:00 hour Central. -13.5 favorites for UConn. They'll probably take away that game. They'll probably go ahead and actually win that game at home.
I was looking at Long Island today. This is how bad. I was looking at Long Island -5.5 today, and I was like, "Nah, I can't. I can't. I know nothing about Chicago. Chicago Tech it is or something like that."
Yeah, I got none of that.
I know nothing about you, so I was like, "I'm staying away from that."
Memphis tonight -8.5. I like that bet there in the college basketball slate against North Texas.
Yep.
I like do. I'll need some Memphis in that matchup.
Siena -2 is another bet I like.
Yeah.
I love Siena. I love these lower conferences like Siena's conference, like
Bucknell -2.5 against Colgate.
Yep. I like that one too.
I guess from an over/under standpoint, what other game? Oh, the Drake Murray game, 126.5. I think they go. I think they go over that.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's a low spread. And then Maryland, Oregon, I like the over in that one, 115.5. I think that's a high scoring game. I think it's almost 200 points.
Yeah, I went under, but
I'm
starting to regret that a little bit. I looked at some stuff right before we came on.
Stick to it.
I'm sticking to it. I'm not backing out of it. Illinois, Washington, 155.
Yeah. I was looking at that one too.
That's right on the border. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that.
Yeah, right now I show 154 on DK. Yeah. So I was that one was kind of maybe more of an in-game bet for me. Depends how quick the pace is and how each team's going early. So if they're going fast early, the tempo's high, then depending how much they're actually making of that, that's kind of where I'll lean the over/under on that, because they're going to slow down towards they're going to start missing shots and slow down towards the second half. So that's a good matchup though.
And then the last one, the over/under I was looking at is Manhattan and Ryder. Under 147. I was looking at that one. Both teams want to just slow it down, not run it up. 3-point shooting is not great for both teams, so I kind of that's a combination. I kind of like it under, so I'm probably going to go under.
I don't mind that. Who are you rooting for in the Army Boston University game right now?
I'm all about the Army. It carries over. It's carried.
It's plus 3.5, man.
I haven't watched much BU this year. I've watched more Boston College, and they're terrible. They lost. They got destroyed.
No, it's Boston University. Terry.
I know it's Boston University. I haven't looked at a lot of them, but Army's pretty good in that conference. Pretty good.
I think
There's
Army.
too many Boston schools in this goddamn state. BU, BC, Stonehill, too many. So
right. I'm right there with you. So, but the real, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get back to. We're going to go watch some sports now. We're going to pop in everything here. So, hey, it's a full day of sports here. Put on your multiple screens here. Get your app out, and let's do some bets. So,
and enjoy it. It's the last Sunday of the NFL, so enjoy it.
That's right.
Enjoy the heck out of it, because football's gone after the playoffs for 6 months.
Yeah. So, we got college football ending soon. So, But hey, make sure hopefully we helped you guys lock it in on all your bets here, and we'll catch you next week, guys. We'll see you.
Bye.